30% of the American public are crazy. I said that in past posts. Is that an insult? Or can I check the statistics and come up with a reasonable estimate of the percentage of the American public who have mental problems? I've heard recently on the radio that people are reading more than ever. Somehow I can't believe that. What are they reading? Hypertext? What are they reading? Text messages that don't even have proper spelling? I admit, and I've admitted this over and over again, through self-deprecation, that I am full of errors, blunders, and gaffes. But I try to correct them. I try to correct the errors when I can, if they're pointed out to me. And I hold no hostility or grudge against people who correct me. That's the way you learn. You're not born with total knowledge of everything. You have to learn, slowly but surely. You have to learn throughout your entire life. And if you do it properly, according to the ancient wisdom, you will not be able to learn everything. Even the day you die, there will still be many things that you will not know. But a good life is full of learning. And one of the ways to learn is through reading books. This is another book haul. Lindsay G. Robertson, The Conquest by Law. How the Discovery of America dispossessed indigenous people of their land. The reason I can't read it is because the light here, in spite of the lens on the camera, is not very good. And the people who printed the book printed the color the same as the background. So it's difficult to read. But the point of the book is that the Europeans stole North and South America from the native peoples. I haven't read the book, and I'm not going to post these books for the very reason that I have not read them. But when I read them, I'll post them again. This is just background to what I'm leading up to about the economy and how we will never, ever get out of this world economic mess unless the increase in knowledge is made public. And there is a lot of secret knowledge out there. And I go back to the occult tradition. But that is just a pretense, a pretext to more advanced science that the world governments have been keeping from the public. There are research laboratories, don't lie. There are factories, colleges and universities that do secret research for the government. They could bring out new technologies, innovation and novelty if they wanted to. But instead these clandestine groups keep this knowledge secret. from the public. And it's the public money and taxes that allow these people, these scientists and technicians, to have their laboratories and their research and development that they do in secret. North and South America was stolen from the native people. So there is no pride in the free market. There is no pride in capitalism. There is no pride in laissez-faire economics. It's nothing but theft. It's nothing but stealing. Oh yes, there are well-developed arguments that the native people did not develop their land and their resources, the mineral rights, the lumber. That's true. But where are we today with the environment and the pollution? And there are certain types of pollution that the public doesn't even want to think about, and the news media obscures or does not report, like radioactivity and the acidity of the water and the air. The pH balance of the world has changed dramatically in the last 50 years. The water is acidic and the air is acidic. This can be proven. This is not speculation. Wake up, people! Wake up! Get away from your television and your entertainment 24/7. And look at the scientific research and technology that's going on. If you don't have a job, or your friends, or your family doesn't have a job, how do you think you're going to get a job if you don't understand what's going on around you? You're like little children. You think like children, and you act like children. Children can't run a world economy. This is a book that's dated now. And like I said, I'm not going to post these books because I haven't read them. Blood in the Streets. Investment Profits in the World Gone Mad. Baron Nathan Rothschild allegedly said, "The time to buy is when blood is running in the streets." I haven't read the book yet. I can't comment on it. But I've heard this quote, alleged quote, from Baron Rothschild before. The world you see and the world you know is being manipulated, just as in the motion picture The Matrix. Wake up, will you? The world you see around you is contrived, invented, created, an illusion. And you're deluded, about 30% of you, in your own little insane world. And there is no way that the world economy will get better if you have a mental illness. If you're a voyeur and sit back and just watch the world go by. Even animals do that. And there are very few animals that can create a high civilization with an advanced economy, unless you consider the human race animals. And the reason why that insult is so prevalent is because 30% of the public would rather just sit back and pick the fleas off of one another and the lice without creating anything of value. And that is why the world economy is in such a mess. Will you wake up and get real? Study. Learn. You don't have to start with astrophysics. You don't have to start with geometry and algebra and trigonometry and geometry. You don't have to start with those things. Start with little things that you understand. Read the business section of your newspaper or magazines, or watch business programs on television, if you're so inclined. War. War is one of the most wasteful industries in the world. Yes, there are great inventions that come out of war, but the end product is destruction. The war under the Bush administration, according to economist Joseph E. Stiglitz, cost approximately $3 billion, $3 trillion. Sorry. See, I fell into the same trap. $3 trillion for the war under the Bush administration. What kind of industries for the consumer economy, for your job, your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your uncles, your aunts could have $3 trillion created if it had been put to more useful purposes instead of war and killing and destruction of valuable property and buildings and lives that are ruined for the rest of their life. The people that have been maimed and crippled and burned will suffer. Do you take any responsibility for it? No. You go home and watch your stupid television or play your stupid video games or text or use your cell phone while the rest of the world suffers in pain. And then you wonder why you don't have a job. It's no miracle to me. The coming energy revolution. The search for free energy. I don't know anything about free energy, and I don't pretend to know. But this author claims he does. And there are internet search engines that you can look up free energy. Our entire economy is based on energy and how expensive it is. Whether it be gasoline for cars, piped gas, natural gas, or electricity. Our entire economy is run on energy. You figure it out. You think you're so smart? This is a fictional book, a novel. It's called Germline. Who will control mankind's genetic destiny? I don't know. But there are researchers and scientists and technicians who might take your very essence, your very germ plasma from your body and use it against you if you don't wake up and get smart. I'm against genetic research generally. But you can't stop the rest of the world from doing genetic research. That's not possible. So the politicians have to have control and watch over these people who are doing genetic research, or you'll wake up one day and find out that you no longer have control over procreation. And there's something strange coming out of the laboratories and the factories that was never on Earth before. The research. The Gene Age, Genetic Engineering and the Next Industrial Revolution. Repeat, I have not read these books yet, so I won't post them. This is just a forewarning, a clue about what's going on and why the economy is so bad. Because you will not study and learn what has to be learned and studied to have a good functioning economy. Correcting the code. Inventing the genetic cure for the human body. I'm against tampering with human genes. I'm against tampering with animal genes. I'm against tampering with plants and vegetables. But some minimal research has to be done. Otherwise, the rest of the world will pass the United States in genetic research. But there has to be oversight. And one of the best oversights, if the politicians won't do it, is for the public to understand what's going on. And if you don't know amino acids, if you don't know telomeres, and if you don't even know what a gene is, you better study. You better learn. You're going to be caught one day sterile. Because there are people out there who think they know better than you. That's a warning. And I'm sorry that this video had to go this way. But this is a deep concern if you are unemployed or know someone who is unemployed. The economy will not get better. You can't trust the politicians thoroughly. And I do not blame the president because he's under terrible pressure. Pressure that you couldn't even imagine in your wildest fantasies. There are things going on in this world, clandestine, secret things. And I don't pretend to know what they are. But there are rumors, persistent and constant rumors from reputable people, people who know better than I do, that there are horrible things going on. And if even only 1% of these rumors is true, it's a catastrophe for the human race. More horrible than Guernica ever was. Wake up. Get real. Learn what's going on around you. Alright, thank you. I can't say that you enjoyed this video maybe, but I hope you've learned something. And I certainly got a lot of pressure off me for an important subject about the economy, the world economy.